Stumble in? What do you mean stumble in? Because I didn't push the right button, Tony. Thank you for, I'm glad I had that right there. Let's see, I think Tony was the first one that mentioned audio, yes, and then Gary. Well, you didn't miss much. Let me make sure that you guys say that there's sound now. I'm still seeing more people saying that I'm muted. Somebody's pulling into my driveway. Huh. And then Zvi's still saying no sound. Really? There's still no sound? All right, I'm gonna unmute my computer number 2 and see if there's sound there. Oh, somebody says yes, sound. And if I do this, yep, there's sound there. So Gary's saying yes, we have sound now. All right. Hey, you people back there, get on the ball with the sound, will you? You just can't count on people these days. Tony says AV good. Well, how about the D for DVR? And watch. Put the watch down. Reason for that is Gary's in the room and he has my cell phone number, which means he can send me a text if I'm messing something up, although he may wind up being in the Zoom session too. And I forgot to bring my stand in for my phone. All right. Yeah, picture, sound, picture, okay. Sound fine, video fine, DVR fine. And watch is on the table. So all is good. Ready to go. So what all did I miss? Did I tell you about that you didn't hear? Because you weren't paying attention. Yeah, I'll blame the crew, Ken. I got a little list of things to tell about, just topics to bring up, and I was showing my cup for the Fresno PC Users Group. I had several years at the early stages of my career in PCs where I got a lot of support from them and provided support too. I did... Sometimes I was the program for the evening and I wrote articles for the newsletter for quite a long time. And then, so this list, just to hit a few topics that could be of interest talking, I had to give away my camera number 2. So if I punch over here to camera 2, there's nothing there. What do you get to see when I punch to that camera? I'm going to see here in a moment. That should come up real quick. This is a longer delay. Why is that such a long delay? Oh, that's a long delay. That's not good. That's not good. And I think that might have been one of the things I had on my list to talk about, or I was intending. Yeah, it's on normal latency. Ah, caramba. That's because YouTube messed with me today. When I was trying to schedule this event, I tried to put in the new thumbnail for it. They said I have exceeded my allowed quantity of custom thumbnails for the day. Well, I haven't done any thumbnails today. I haven't even posted a video for a few days. So I went through a few iterations. Turned out what I had to do is delete my prior remembered scheduled events, because usually I would just start with one that I've done in the past and modify it. So I had to delete it, start from scratch. And somehow I missed the latency thing. So here I'm going to try to do something. I've got this thing set up to where if I stop the streaming output from XSplit, YouTube does not automatically stop. So I should be able to stop it and restart it within seconds, and you should be okay. So you should be able to stick with me in the chat room, and the screen should go blank, like, I don't know, no signal or something. I don't know what you'll see on your end. So I'm actually going to stop the live stream, change it to ultra low latency, and then start the broadcast again. So if you lose me, if I'm not back within, say, 60 seconds, I think it should be able to complete within that time. And you might have to refresh your screen. You might have to go back to my channel to check on it. But I think you can just sit tight and should be okay. Waiting to see if it comes up there. I should be broadcasting. This is saying 14 seconds. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. There it is. So I think we're coming back now. Let's see. Don't see. Yeah, it is there. Come over here. Yeah, it came back. And I'm not muted. And the numbers of viewers is going to start climbing back up to where it was. It should be, because it went down. Now, I was able to get to the place for adjusting latency, but it wouldn't let me make a change. I don't know why. So what that means is that people in Zoom, they're going to see a much longer latency before the video on screen catches up. Let's see. So here I'm going to check on how much difference there is. I will do the finger test. There's 30 seconds. So now I'm going to wait to see when my finger comes up over on this screen. That'll tell me how long the latency is. Waiting, there it is. 12 seconds latency. All right, the Zoom session is open. The waiting room is turned off. Chris Garrett is here. Chris, can you say hi?
Hello, sorry about my dog barking.
Yeah, well, I don't think they heard it over the video. I think that happened before we started streaming again. So, Chris, this is just freaky. Now I see you over on this screen talking. Your lips are moving, but I'm not hearing you because I see you on this screen. All right. Does this guy know what he's doing? He seems confused. Here's somebody else coming in. Gary Weisenberger. And he'll be a moment. Well, let's see. Looks like he's on audio there. Are you with us now, Gary?
Definitely.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
All right. I'm going to give a quick rundown from my list and then introduce the intended subject for today. So my list, I started to say, and I don't know if you guys were hearing me then, that might have been before I fixed the audio thing, that I had to give up my camera number 2 a couple days ago to a client who needed one in a hurry. So I had this other camera, Logitech C525, laying around. 20 minutes before today's broadcast, I tried connecting that to camera 2. And it crashed XSplit. So I gave it a second try and it crashed XSplit. So I don't have a camera 2 today. And if I punch the camera 2 button, that's what you see, which is probably a device not available. Is that what you see? Well, let's see, I gotta wait 12 seconds before I see that over there, huh? Wait, oh, here it is over here. Well, that's weird. Now wait a minute. I saw it on my computer before I saw it in the YouTube studio. Anyway, the second subject here, I used my privacy card this week for ADT. And privacy card, some of you know, it's a way to create an online credit card that you can use. Typically, you would use it for an online charge, but I used it for an in-person charge. I did an upgrade to my alarm systems here, and so the technician was here, and I just gave him a sheet of paper with the new credit card number and the expiration date and the 3-digit code, and that credit card number will only work for their company. I'm really liking these privacy cards. I think I've been doing that for a year and a half or so, making up cards for that. It directly draws money out of a checking account, so it's not a normal credit card. And also this week, much to my chagrin, I've been tinkering around with Fortnite, learning to play Fortnite because my grandson is interested in that. So I've been wanting to, connect with him on that, in that level, and I finally had a few moments to spend more time with it, and I'm kind of liking it. Surprising to me. And then Chris is in the Zoom session. We had some things going on recently about his broken USB port and the 2 different laptops he was having issues with, and most recently said he was looking for some help with his Gmail inbox for a bill that was going into the promotions tab for Gmail. So we might deal with that today. I also saw Parker Morse in the chat room, and we had some interactions regarding a printer driver he was having issues with. We were about to schedule a session together to go through that, and then he sent an email saying, never mind. I'm assuming that meant he got it figured out. Okay, so let's go take a look at chat here, and just so you guys all know, we've got all of you that are in the Zoom session will showing up on screen when I come over here to catch up on chat. So hello, Jeff.
Hey.
Showing up. And then coming back over here to chat. Let's have a look. There's been chat going on for a while. Let's see, scroll back up here to 10:45 from Ken. So I'm not going to read through all of it, except when somebody puts me in orange. And, Chris had, in previous messages above this point, he was trying the utility tools that are the subject of today's session, and he had some notice from Windows Defender. And I did know that would happen because of this. I got turned on to this from Mike Smith. He's demonstrated a little bit, and I haven't really played around with it much. I'm not too really it's not about the utilities that are in it, because those have been around for a while. I think most of you probably have some awareness. I was just intending to use that utility tool maybe to kick off some technical conversations about how computers work. And then let's see, Chris, YouTube on one screen, chat on the other, and Zoom on the laptop. Skipping through some stuff here. Chris is looking to get another SSD and a Latitude. I have seen Latitudes that have 2 ports, 2 bays for drives inside them, and the same model of that laptop may be able to take 2 drives, and another one of the same model might not, based upon the size of the battery.
Yes.
I've seen that. Second SSD for storage, that's Parker. That is the driver that thought it was, wait a minute. That is the driver that thought was a printer driver at first. Okay, yeah, he was having troubles with a printer driver, and I was concerned about, I think he's using a printer. There's some printers that when you start the printers up, it goes through a panel of things you have to do on the printer's LCD panel, and if you answer one of them about how the printer is managed, if you're not in a corporate environment where there is a central machine that manages that brand of printer, you'll shoot yourself in the foot, and you have to do a manufacturer reset to get that capability back. And then also the way they really push the Wi-Fi on you, that can mess up trying to get a printer to work normally through a network or even normally through a direct connection. Let's see, hellos, 12 watching, one more for Baker's Dozen. Baking soda, Tim, go away, Tim. You talked yourself out last night. Oh, Tim Sal's here. You know, I've been not really paying attention to the names very well, have I? Blackwatch, Chris, Blackwatch, Tony. Hello, Tony. Ken Stout, hello. All right, I think that covers everybody that I haven't already mentioned. Darren, hello. Chris thinks it can be seen and heard. 2 minutes stumble in. Did you guys hear me come in on the audio before the thing started in response to Blackwatch? I don't know if that came through. Audio, no sound, no audio, no sound. We've got all that. Refresh. Looking through. Lost a button. Nothing happening. Scrolling. Good now. 60 seconds. Live again. XSplit of Blackwatch. Oh my god. To put a pun on my streaming software is called XSplit. So we twist the word to be explicit. I already told you Chris faked all this laptop crap. And that's a Blackwatch humor. John Aloy, Senior, welcome from Virginia. And hello. So here we are. Caught up on chat, coming back to Zoom. Hello, people in Zoom. If you want the Zoom credentials, send me a email, DougBetts@LiveWindowsTraining, and then let me know in chat that you sent me an email. I'll send you the credentials. Gary, Jeff, Chris, anybody got subject to bring up?
Hey, I got 2 of these. These are the mini hub. I'm using that.
All
I
right.
probably won't even worry about that. I probably won't worry about that. Whatever, if it's dead or whatever, I don't know. But I probably won't worry about it since I got 2 of these. I thought I was getting 1, but there was 2 of them in the package.
Well, I am eagerly curious to find out, did you try connecting a mouse to that USB port that you said doesn't work?
I did, and I thought I did a video on it.
You might have, because when I made that comment, I don't have 100% total recall of everything that you showed on your video. So does a mouse work on that port, yes or no?
It does not, and I also turned off power share. I disabled power share in the BIOS.
All right.
And it's still not doing right. So
you shouldn't need to have any particular drivers installed for a mouse to work on a USB port. Another thing that I was contemplating suggesting, I don't know if I did, somebody's got sound in the background that's coming over your microphone. I think it might be sound from the YouTube video. That's Ken. Ken, you got something coming over.
Because it couldn't have been further from
I did.
You can't tell because you have your headset on. You got some kind of sound coming over your microphone.
ended up being one.
Oh, hang on.
It's just a lot
A basketball game.
Hey Gary,
Right.
turn your sound down.
Yeah. Make one little mistake
That's a
watching your
Gary.
basketball
That's a
game.
Gary trick.
Jeez.
Now, Chris, which laptop was it that had the problem? The one you got for free or the one you bought?
well, the one I got for free, it's got some broken USB ports. One of them I was able to get it. So there's just one broken USB port. It's actually broke.
Physically broke.
So and I got this other one, this Dell Latitude E65570.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this Latitude.
Okay. And so what was going to next, Chris, is did you try the mouse in the BIOS screen because then Windows is totally out of the picture. Did you try the mouse in that port that wasn't working in the BIOS screen?
I didn't try that. Maybe I need to try that.
Because that totally eliminates Windows. That totally eliminates any drivers. And I think the BIOS on that computer would be new enough that it is mouseable.
Yeah, I got you on that. I understand now. I should have
Alright.
tried that. I just didn't think of it.
All right. Let's see, continuing on chat. Ida, hello Ida, and Speedy C. And all in friends of chat, a bit late today. Oopsie. That's okay, you just missed my faux pas this morning, today. Anyone here speaks Southern? That's Blackwatch. All right, moving on. Dom Long, hello Dom. Parker, I found out that it is a touchpad driver. Oh, okay, so the driver was showing up maybe as a other driver in your device manager. I'm deducing you thought it was a printer driver, but it was actually a touchpad driver. I'm deducing that's what you meant there. Live impersonating Gary. That's a comment regarding Ken having that audio issue. No, okay, that's chit chat between the two. All right. Anyone else in Zoom with a topic before I move on to this utility program? I'll take that as a no. Let's come over here to, I'm going to scroll down to the description area of this video where I have this URL for this Windows Repair Toolbox. Right click, open a new tab. Now I'm doing this on my computer number 2. I don't think I've ever even downloaded this to this computer. So I'm expecting that I'll get the same Windows Defender warnings that Chris got. Here's a download now button, English, ways to repair PC issues, symptoms, and causes. Click on download. I'm gonna make that picture-in-picture a little smaller, tighten it up a bit. There's the download in the bottom left corner. Restoro.exe. Now I normally would move this into my resource tools folder, which I already have. I know it's already there, but I'm just showing the process to download it fresh and allow to make changes. Restoro setup wizard. I think this actually installs, which is not something that I would rather have a portable. Scan my computer after installation is complete. I'm going to say no to that. Click install. So this is actually installing.
Hey Doug, I think the other programs are portable. Some
Yeah.
of them might be for installs, but I don't know if it's, I don't know what was why Defender was going crazy, but I did restore the I'm gonna probably use it again, but I did restore a because I wanted you to see what it was doing, maybe if we have time, but I restored the image back up.
Well,
So,
well,
yeah.
it's not that unusual for a utility program to trigger an antivirus software, because utility programs are typically doing things that antivirus programs think nobody has business, no software has business doing that. So they use heuristics to look at the behavior of programs, and if programs are designed to be looking into accessing areas of the computer that's normally not accessed by a productivity software, then that'll throw a flag. Also, some of these utilities, part of their role is to detect viruses. And the way they do that is they have to have a library of virus signatures. And so Windows Defender might be seeing those virus signatures that are contained in a file for that utility and thinking that might be a virus. So I feel pretty comfortable with this with this website because I've known of it sometime in the past. I know that technicians have been using this for some time. I haven't looked into it very deeply. There's a McAfee Secure logo on their site. I just intuitively feel pretty comfortable with it. But also I'm comfortable with my ability to recover from troubles. So if a person wants to be really cautious, yeah, might be staying away from this type of program. If you did a Google search for some kind of utilities and you just randomly pick one of those without being discretionary about that website and have no other references driving you to that website, there are lots of the bad criminal elements out there in the internet ether are trying to come up in search results. When people are searching for something that otherwise might be valid, they want to get you to go to their site so that they can do their dastardly stuff. So you want to be discretionary about where you would get things from. Like even the address up here, this is coming from their own website. If it was coming from something far more generic, or even I saw one recently where the website, my client got an email asking them to log into their email service because they had changed servers, but the address that it took them to was completely a different. It was contextually for a different purpose, like they bought that website name from a valid website or hijacked it. Okay, so click close here. Boring somebody already. I heard that yawn. So this was called, I'm just going here to see that it was installed. Since I don't remember what it was called, I'll click on the sort by installed Restoro. All right, then let's go minimize everything. And that did put an icon on the desktop. Double click that. Answer yes. Would you like to scan your PC? No. I didn't even bring in water. Silly me. I just wanted to open the program. Oh, it's in the sys tray. I right click and all I have is open Restoro, and that picture-in-picture is in the way.
This is not the same program you were talking about, or that's linked in the description, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Not sure about that. You want to double check? You want to double check the URL you're at?
All right. Well, they called on the website Restoro PC Repair Tool.
Okay, because that's not that. I followed the link in the description, and that's not where I'm at.
Oh.
That's not where I'm at.
Oh.
I'm thinking you might have made a mistake.
Techloris.
The toolbox has links to other tools. This is kind of a tool that gathers up other tools from my reading of
the
website.
Agreed.
Ken.
So going back to this, it was windowsrepairtoolbox.com, but this is Techloris.
That's why I'm questioning it.
So did I get hijacked?
Well, I think you either got misdirected or hijacked, one or the other.
All right, I'm going to come back here to this link again. Right click on it, open link in new tab. And I got to a website called Windows Repair Toolbox. And then we have open.
I did it earlier. It went to that website.
Which
I
one?
don't know
Which
what-
one? Which one? We got two websites here. You can't say that website. Be more specific.
It went to Windows Repair Toolbox, and I just opened it again, and it went to Windows Repair Toolbox.
All right. Now this Restoro is scanning. I told it I don't want it to scan.
And that's why I was questioning it in the first place, Doug.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to exit that.
If you can.
I did. And I'm going to go, when I right click on the notification area, there is no close option. Do I still, let's see, I closed AppWiz. I'm going to go back to appwiz.cpl and uninstall. Are you sure you want to uninstall? I know I've heard the name Restoro before, but I can't say in what context I've heard it.
Do not use.
What?
I said in the context of do not use.
Yeah, what is that the context that I heard it
No,
in? When I read out, when I pronounced the name Restoro, I thought, what? That sounds kind of cheesy, actually.
Did you get to that through the toolbox? Was
No.
it one of the buttons in the toolbox?
No, because I never got to the toolbox. I've seen
Okay.
before what this toolbox looks like. This rotating image is going to go back to the Tools tab here in a moment, I think. I think it just went through those. Maybe it only goes through once. Here's Windows 10 Repair Tool, highly recommended. I'm going to go to a Google site and just do Windows Repair Tool and see if, yeah, what comes up first is Restoro. Going down further, here's Windows Repair Toolbox. So Restoro comes up in a search, and it's an advertisement. All right, let's try this. Is Restoro legit? Restoro is 100% safe, absolutely legitimate, but I have seen that about non-legitimate, because they'll get people giving testimonies of bad sites. But this is from geeksadvice.com. Well, I don't necessarily know who Geeks Advice is.
Probably run by the same people who programmed Restoro.
Yeah, here's a consumer rating of 1.96 stars. That doesn't sound very good.
It's a Geek Squad device.
Mixed back the results. Well, yeah, they use the word geek up here, but are they trying to, wherever that was, were they trying to just benefit from the word geek because it's known as Geek Squad? That website was not geeksquad.com.
Geek Squad doesn't impress me. No.
Well, no, it doesn't.
On Microsoft's website, there was a forum entry complaining about Restoro.
Yeah. Best review.
Well, I'm always suspicious of anything that I install on my system that doesn't have an exit or close option.
Yeah, I didn't. That wasn't comforting at all. And it's gone.
Well, you're going to have to, Jim, you're going to have to reinstall your system. So why do you need that button?
Okay, so here's the right website, windowsrepairtoolbox.com. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video and see how I got redirected to that.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I was questioning. I didn't understand how you got to where you were.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't have to do that later. I can do that now. I can go back. The DVR works for me. So let's see if I scrub back here. That is part of the install. Going back here. What's those dings? Is that something I'm supposed to be dealing with?
It's Ken.
All right, here's
Thanks, Chris.
when I'm clicking on that link. So I'm gonna click play there. Let's make this big. So open link in new tab. There's the new tab, and I went and clicked on it. And that's the right image there. That looks like the right site.
Yeah, that does, yeah.
Now that drop down just that came from the top, do I wind up clicking on that? Oh, look at that. There's an advertisement right here. See that X right there and that add choices icon? I think what I did is I must have clicked on this blue button that's inside of that advertisement. And here it says techloris.com. That's what happened. So I was already at the right site, but that site has advertisements on it. And that advertisement took me to the
Yeah, see, I have an ad blocker in Firefox and I never see stuff like that.
Yeah, so here's me clicking on that open inside this ad. All right. So then let's get back here. And here's that advertisement again. This is exactly it, Tech Loris. And that button to open this, I think, was right there. Let me refresh. I'm going to see what happens if I refresh this. Oh, no, it's there again. Have to come. Now this is Tech Loris again down here. So you got to get all the way down here to be downloading the right thing. Agreed?
Yes, because if you download that, then it's a zip file, which would be portable.
Makes a lot more sense. And
I
here's
reset
another,
my
look,
ad
it is
blocker.
again. This is another advertisement. When I just click to download the right thing, this comes up and you could very easily just absentmindedly click on this without realizing this is another advertisement.
For God's sake.
Good grief.
I just unset my ad blocker on that site. Now I see the same things that you're seeing, Doug.
Yeah, that is very, very disturbing. Now, when I escaped out of that advertisement, it did do a download. And
I didn't get that advertisement whenever I went to the site out, cause I have ad blocker, but
right.
That's why you didn't see it.
That's why you didn't see it.
Yeah, I've got AdBlock Plus on mine. Didn't see it.
Well, that's a worthy thing to have in this video, because imagine if I had AdBlock too. All you guys had AdBlock. We would be putting out this video without any word of caution to people that might view this video.
Oh, I install an ad blocker in every browser that I install on the system. That's automatic with me.
Understood. Okay, so I'll extract all for this zip file. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go into the downloads folder because, well, actually, I'm going to have to go check and see what I put into my resource files folder. Is this the same thing you're getting when you extract that zip file?
Let me go take a look and see. Because it's on the delay, I have to look.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go grab me.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 folders, updater, Windows Repair Toolbox, and a config file.
Yeah, all right. So this is an executable, so that's not an installer. I'll go ahead and run that. Do you want to allow this app changes? Yes. Accept. I haven't seen any verbiage there about trying to install anything. Now this has taken me back to the web page. There's the program. Performing loading sequence. Well, come on, are you coming back to me? Let's doing something else in the background. Windows D to get back to the desktop. There it is. definitions updated. Now I haven't had any Windows Defender warning yet.
Neither have I.
It was when I ran some of the other apps. I can't remember
Okay.
which one it was, but there were several of them. I mean, it might not have been, it might have been just my computer now. I don't know.
Well, no, I think it's probably the specific apps, because the way I understand this program works is when you click on one of these tools, it at least some of them, it actually does a download of that specific tool. That it doesn't actually have those tools incorporated within its own program, but that it's more of an interface to get to those other programs. So I'll just start with HW info and see if it actually appears to be downloading something, extracting. So that wasn't then ready to download and run. Well, this is HW info. Familiar with that pretty well already. New version is available. So that actually also confirms that it did not just do a fresh download, but it had HW info incorporated within its own zip file. Go to download site, what's new, automatic updates. No, I'm not going to do any of that. So this is something we commonly see being used to monitor hardware temperatures, CPU performance. I know in all of these utilities, and I think most of these utilities that are part of Windows Repair Toolbox I have used, but not very thoroughly, and I rarely need any of these for my client computers. When I'm doing work for my clients, I rarely ever use any utility programs, but they have a lot of interesting information, and a lot of the things that I do with my clients' computers is I don't need the utility programs because I have a good understanding of how computers work and where to go to deal with issues. And a lot of this information is available in various other bits and pieces through the operating system itself. Not nearly all of it, but. So do any of you use hardware info for anything other than monitoring temperatures?
No, not really. I mean, all this looks like is it just collects all the things that one could possibly use,
Yeah,
and just puts them in this menu.
and that frankly is kind of my summary of all utility programs. They're all just kind of packaging the information that is available in what would be a convenient way if you really needed that very often. I just don't need any of this stuff very often. I mean, if I want to know the memory that's in the computer, I'll just go look at the properties page on my computer or this PC. You don't need a utility program to find out how much memory is in the computer, or the version of the BIOS. But this does give us a way to see a whole bunch of stuff about that puts at our fingertips the different configurations of how a computer is working, how a computer works. So when I go to assist somebody with purchasing a new computer, I want to know what to use your computer for. And based upon their answers, I might think, okay, well, we want to be more concerned about memory quantity and memory speed. CPU speed's not such a big deal. Are we concerned more about video configuration? I have one computer that I just shipped out this morning to a client, a laptop, and I think I added another piece to my checklist, my purchase interview checklist, because she wanted a blue blocker. She wanted a monitor that is really designed for blue blocking, basically because she believes in that. I'm not even capable of discussing whether it really makes a difference or not. But I had to go to the next model up for her to get one that had better blue blocking capabilities. But she was not concerned about CPU speed. She doesn't install any programs. Everything she does is web browsing. So let's see here, SM BIOS. And I recently looked up, SM BIOS has to do with the programming that provides information to the operating system. It's not the actual BIOS version, but there is a here, system management, BIOS version. That can be different than the actual BIOS version. So I'm going to minimize that, and then CPU Z. I know Carrie's used this a few times to, I think I'm saying that right, to look up information. I've used this a few times myself. Why have I used it? Oh, I know. When I have a computer come in that has a problem, I would come over here and stress the CPU. This is a stress test to see if I could make something crash when I'm having trouble with the computer. But it's got a whole bunch of other stuff that I've never been much concerned about. I think I have gone here to find out what motherboard is in the computer, but that's pretty rare need for me. You know, to find out it's an i5 7500T. Well, you can get that straight from the operating system. I'm just kind of randomly going through these to see if strikes up some conversation about hardware and configurations. Down here we see Windows 10 Pro 64-bit, 8 gigabytes memory, 63% in use, 188 processes, CPU stuff, disk-based stuff, temp, Windows install date, but that's just, is that an original install on this computer? It could have been.
Hey, Doug,
Yes.
I'm probably, since it's killing me in suspense, I'm probably fixing to close this on my laptop, and I'm going to reboot to the BIOS and see if that, and I'm going to join on my desktop. I'll join on my desktop.
Right.
Okay.
All right, very good. Let me come back to chat and see if there's any questions coming up in chat. Well, let's see. So we started a while back. Chat. There's John and some hellos here. That's a highlighted one. So that's where I left off. And B. Tringer, any reference to restore links in Microsoft Community are deleted. Several of the sites that offered have been blacklisted. Well, good to know. Thank you. What is a lot of foreign language going on? Oh, between Blackwatch and Ida. Got it. And in part 2, Doug reviews Spy Hunter anti-malware. Huh. Spy Hunter's a bad one, isn't it? Is that one of the bad guys? Restore is a different thing, not free. The open is an ad. Why are you quiet? Is Ken. Blocks it as reputation, Windows Repair, Toolbox.com, Malwarebytes, BrowserGuard blocks pages that come from websites with relatively light traffic have been reported malicious activity. Somebody's got audio coming through the background.
It's Ken.
It's Ken, because the yellow light's going around Ken.
You're going to want to mute his ass.
Yeah, giving him a moment to take care of it. He hasn't yet, so there he's muted. Oh man, it feels so quiet now. It was in the background for a while. I don't know why it didn't trigger me earlier. Basketball. Oh, look, Ken. Yeah, he's telling us he's watching a basketball game on his other monitor. So he's probably listening to the basketball game. He didn't even hear me say that he was coming over. Scan the file using virus total. Let's see, Dan the man, that open is an ad. You click the ad. Yeah, so some people in chat caught what I did there. Sam is not here, so delay for an hour. Oh, Dan the man, hello to you. Malvertising, yeah. Jeff Swig, skipping through things quicker. Hello, Catherine Hauserman. Hung out in Catherine's live stream this morning while she was working on computer. It was a part 2. I didn't see the part 1, so I'm kind of deducing what the task that she was working on. uBlock Origin. I think I do have that running on one of my other computers. I don't know, some reason I'm just a little bit adverse. Maybe it's because I want to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening without blockers. Iowa Hawk says I run Pi-hole, which takes care of a lot of this crap. Hellos. Oh yeah, apparently she marked her live stream today as private because after it was over, I couldn't go back and catch the tail end after I had to leave before it was over. I need to check, but I did not. And please mute. Let's see. Zvi Menoris here. Hello, Zvi.
Hey, Doug, it's still not working. We can go over this stuff in just a second if we have time. I mean, whatever you want to do, but
yeah, let me
we
catch.
go over some of the stuff that's in the BIOS, so Mike can figure something out. I don't know.
All right, let me catch up with chat, and I'll come over to you. Talk in the background, be Stringer, install Zoom, charity build. Oh, I now install Windows 10 on the charity build. I guess that was a charity build she was working on. CPU-Z good for determining memory, make, model, and timings when adding memory. Timings I could, well, memory, make, and model. Yeah, I don't know. Hardware info might give that, but I don't think it gives timings, not sure. So rare that I would do that though. Oh, and hello, Wintermute. Probably coming from someone else. You do not hear it. Yeah, it was Ken. Very good little tool. Zoom meeting. Okay. Finished with that. So let's come back to Chris. So Chris, did you say that you tried the mouse in CMOS setup and it did not work?
I did.
All right. Well, that takes me to the point of saying it's a hardware problem with that USB port. And that USB, is that a USB port that you said felt a little loose but not broken?
Yeah, it does. Let me show you this. I think I showed it on a video, but see this right here? It has a light. It's one of the dongles I have. It has a light on it. When I have a hard drive hooked up to it,
Yeah.
It lights up if I wiggle it or whatever, and also this one does too. This is another one. I got a light on it, but yeah, that's what happens. It just lights up. It tries to light up and it tries to detect the drive, but then it will just go back off.
Well, the reason why I discounted that is because those drive adapters, as I demonstrated in one of my videos, they cannot work in some USB ports. There's some variation of voltages that come through USB ports, and so I'm more convinced if a mouse works or not, as far as whether the USB port is functional, and then if the mouse was stable and reliably functional, then I'd be looking for something else about the power. But because the mouse wouldn't even work, that tells me there's something more significant going on with that USB port. And at one point you mentioned something about USB ports being replaceable, and it seems to me, I haven't really focused on USB ports much when I've had laptops open, but it seems to me they're typically soldered straight to the motherboard.
Depends on the laptop.
Yeah.
Some will have ports on one side that are on the motherboard. Some will have ports on the other side, which are a separate board.
All right.
Hey, look at this light on this bottom, this laser light. I'm wiggling it now. See
Yeah.
how it's doing? I don't want to do it too
Yeah.
much because I don't want to break nothing.
Yeah,
but-
you're getting something there once in a while. I saw it come on once. Have you taken a good look inside that USB port to see if you can physically see anything amiss? You need good lighting and good magnification to do that well.
I took the back, if that's what you mean, I took the back cover off, and I tried to look, I couldn't really tell much about it.
Yeah, what I'm referring to is looking inside the port, not needing to take the cover off for that. Of course, taking the cover off, you might see if you move that port around a little bit with your fingers, if you can see any solder joints indicating any motion, that certainly would tell you there's a problem with that solder joint.
Yeah, I'm not clear if it's actually, some laptops, they're not soldered, some of them are actually replaceable without soldering, but I'm not sure about this laptop.
Yeah. And that's one that you purchased new or from eBay or used or what?
It was purchased refurbished off of
Okay.
eBay, but they actually sent me an email saying they had a better deal, of basically the same price with a 1 terabyte instead of 256. So I took them up on that, and they canceled the actual eBay sale, and they actually did it through PayPal. They sent an invoice.
Ah, that sounds like a winning deal. Hello, Tim Sal. He came in, but he's not going to talk to us. Nope.
No, my guess is he's not quite ready.
Yeah. Chris, did you have something else you wanted to bring up?
I did not. Nope.
Didn't you say you had something with a Gmail issue?
Hello.
Ah, hello, Tim.
Oh yeah. I've got stuff going in promotions. It's kind of frustrating. I got legit email going in promotions for some reason.
Yeah. There's an easy fix for that. You have the promotions tab active in your Gmail. I'm going to come over here and get to where I think that adjustment is, and then I'll switch over to that computer once I get to that place. Remember where it was. Let's see, it would be in there, and then and I'll show the path to getting to this, but I'll figure out where that is before I go to it. Filters, inbox, there it would be, promotions, and we go here. All right, message from SocialWorks. Show markers, override filters, okay. Then if I come over here, promotions, bitwise, and this should be here, right? Do I get it? Open detailed. Basically what it amounts to is, there, that should do it. All right, so here I'm going to come over to my computer number 2. So here I'm on my promotions tab. Gmail gives us a way to turn on the social and promotions tab, and I think there's another tab beyond that too, 1 or 2 others. So let's say here's an email that I don't want it to go into promotions. I want to go into my primary tab. So if I make this this sender in my contacts, if I add them to my contacts, I think that's going to be enough to make them go to your primary tab. Now, what I was struggling to find is I thought there was a notation on the configuration screen for these tabs that gave some insight to that. So to get to those that configuration, you have to be on your Gmail account, go to the gear icon within this window, and then see all settings, and then go to inbox. You can turn these categories on. So there's also categories of updates and forums, and these would produce those additional tabs. And I thought when you float over this, it gave us some information about how to make person-to-person conversations. I'm reading that line that's, well, it's right down around this area. When I flip the mouse over this word primary, then down below that it says person-to-person conversations and messages that don't appear in other tabs. So by making a contact card for somebody that's going into promotions, I think that'll be enough to make them not go into promotions. But then I think there's also labels, categories. Here's promotions. Show hide, no, I don't think that's going to help you. Come back here again to promotions. Now, if I actually go into the email, I could also click on that party here. Now these here is send email, send message, video call, schedule event. So I think it's just adding them to your contacts. I don't have a way to, I can't really test that right now until that vendor sends something else through. Does that make sense, Chris? Or have you already tried that even? Not hearing you, Chris.
It made sense. I'll try. I wrote it. I typed out what you said, so I'll try it later on. I also got the video. I guess I didn't know how to type it, but I'll try what you said.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else with other topics or comments before we move on to something else in the utilities list? I guess I should bring up chat, see if there's anything there. Oh, I'm still on this. Uh-oh. I haven't been oh boy. Yeah, you guys did see me going through those email choices, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I had my streaming computer was switched to the Zoom screen, so I didn't see what was going out over the video.
I'll have to watch it later. I got it typed out, but I'll watch it also later on because I got the Zoom on full screen.
All right.
I have a question, Doug.
Go ahead.
We need to figure out how to explain it. I have a laptop that came with Windows 10. I want to install it with Windows 10 Pro. I have Windows 10 Pro. It will not let me change Windows 10 Home to Windows 10 Pro on an install.
Okay. You have Windows 10 Home. I think you said it was a laptop?
Yeah, but it shouldn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And you're trying to do a fresh install of Windows 10 Pro?
Correct.
So are you deleting the
Format,
at least the C partition?
everything. Yes. I'm a C, yes.
All right.
His problem, part of his problem is the fact that there's a Windows 10 Home license key buried on the motherboard.
Very good. But how do I get rid of it?
I don't know for sure.
It is a Dell computer, so still is there a way to get rid of it?
Well,
I know how to do it after I boot it, but I don't want Windows 10 Home hanging around some of it.
That's going to be a problem.
I know you can do an in-place upgrade to Pro when you're paying for it on the fly, but I'm wondering if you can actually upgrade from Home to Pro utilizing that Pro key that you have. but maybe you're not wanting to upgrade that home version to Pro, but you may be able to upgrade it to the Pro version and then turn around and do a fresh install of Pro. I haven't gone through that sequence. I don't know. It's just an idea.
No, I understand. Yeah, I know how to do the other, but I was wondering if there was a way around it on boot up, because obviously,
I don't know that there is.
yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, if you buy a generic motherboard, you usually get well, there's nothing in BIOS.
Right.
Usually.
I'm kind of hard pressed to explain why a product key that's hard coded onto the motherboard would prevent you from using some other product key.
It never gives you a choice. And when you go to normally on a generic motherboard, when you boot from the USB drive, one of the steps is, I know you know this because I know you've seen it. It will ask you which version that you want to install.
Right.
The problem is that when Windows is booting off that USB, the first thing it goes looking for to see is there's a product key on the motherboard,
Right.
and it skips that step entirely.
You don't even have a chance to put Pro in on it.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a choice.
The last one was a joke.
Yeah, I hit this when I reinstalled Windows on my laptop after the thing just lost its mind and couldn't even find the operating system. And it had Home embedded in it. It installed Home, but I had a license key which I had bought as an upgrade 3 or 4 years ago, and I just entered my new license key, and then it went to Pro.
Right.
I mean, Gary, that may be what you have to do. You may have to wipe the drive, let it do a fresh home install, and then upgrade that. I mean, you may not have a choice.
Yeah, but that's what I did. But I wonder if anybody knows how to get the question back up, basically.
You would have to
You would
probably have to reprogram the BIOS in some fashion, and the only way you would probably be able to do that is probably through Dell.
And they don't like you getting that low.
Gary, have you done some Google searches on the subject?
Tons, even Bing and even DuckDuckGo.
Oh, well, if you've done Bing and
Bing wouldn't have to, but I did all three, just
yeah,
nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the famous you can't get there from here.
Yeah. I'm about to find out if I can update directly to a new version of Pro. I'm running 20H2 on there.
Yeah.
And so I'm a couple of feature versions in arrears. So I'm going to try to put the latest Windows on mine sometime right after Christmas.
I'm very confident that'll work.
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue at all.
So if I've already upgraded to Pro, it'll let me install the new Pro, you think?
Oh, definitely.
Well, hold on. If there's a license embedded on the motherboard, the license that doesn't determine which version you can actually install, as far as whether it's 2004 or it's 20H2 or whatever it might be.
Right.
Okay. The only thing that determines is whether it's Home versus Pro. That's it.
Okay, so if I go to the latest version and do an upgrade, I mean, like stick in my USB drive, start Windows, and then run setup from the drive, that ought to work.
Yeah.
Do you already have Pro on it, you said?
Right, but if I were to do a fresh install where I reboot from the flash drive, then it'll probably go back to Home.
We'll go back to Home. But you have an HP, you said.
Right.
Yeah. Again, it'll go back to Home because that's where.
And then I got to upgrade again with my key.
Yeah, you just redo the key.
But if you got Pro now, you don't have to do anything to do the update, so they'll update it automatically.
Well, it's quicker to do it from the flash drive than to let it download the update from Microsoft. I don't know.
Oh God. Yeah. If you you get the you get to download the media creation tool, it'll do the latest, whatever it is, 21H2, whatever it might be.
Right. I mean, I have the media creation tool.
Yeah. You'll plug it in, you'll boot from the machine. It will not give you a choice from the actual install. It'll do Home. Once home is installed, you'll have to re-enter your pro key and then it should be fine.
Right, but I can run from the flash drive as an upgrade. I can boot into Windows and run setup from the flash drive.
Oh yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, if you want
Right,
to do
right.
that. Yeah.
And that'll be quicker than simply letting Windows update me.
Yeah.
Well, how far behind is it is my question.
2 versions.
Yeah, you said
Oh yeah.
2H2.
Yeah, just
No
yeah,
biggie.
you've got you got the latest one on the media creation tool. Plug it in, run the setup, it'll be
Right.
fine. It'll just
Yeah.
go right up. I have a video where I upgraded, what was it?
Yeah, I saw you went several versions actually.
I went from like 1709 directly to whatever was current at the time I did the video.
Right. Okay.
Now, I'm
Hey,
interested to see what happens on your, if any of you have one of those computers that where the product key is hard coded. Coming over here to my computer number 2, of course, you're gonna have to wait 12 seconds before you see this because somebody didn't do ultra low latency. But on the activation screen, we got verbiage here. This computer is Windows 10 Pro. Windows is activated with a digital license linked to your Microsoft account. This, and most of the computers I've dealt with, and when I have come to look in here, I've seen digital license. My understanding, that's not hard-coded to a motherboard. So I'm wondering, what is that verbiage different on a computer that has a product key hard-coded to the motherboard?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'll answer your question in a few minutes after this thing boots up.
Okay, good.
It's still got a mechanical drive in it and it's slow to boot.
Well, Windows 11 doesn't say it's hard coded. But this
Well,
is
here I've got a Windows 11 laptop here, and actually I can get it plugged in pretty quick, but
the one I'm on right now is Alienware from Dell, and it's got 11 Pro. It doesn't say anything about digital.
Okay, this one does. This one, activation stat is active. Windows is activated with a digital license, and that's what it came with, brand new Dell.
That's weird.
So I think there may be a variety of ways that this occurs, and I'd be reluctant to make assumptions about how it always is. I think
I
there's
agree
some
with you.
variations. All right, let me catch up with chat there. Yeah, this hang on just a moment. Here, this Marlene Martin was timed out by BH Ringer. I already looked at the message. Oh, it's on one up here, one of these bogus spam messages. So let's go to Marlene and hide user on this channel. So thank you, BH Ringer. And they was notifying me of it there. Windows 10, if you're doing fresh install, full pro key, not an upgrade, because it skips entering product key as already found. Product key is embedded in the motherboard, will skip choice. You need a different installer. That now I think even if if the hardware is already tied to a digital license, I think it will skip the choice. So I think this verbiage that says digital license, I don't think that's hard-coded into the motherboard, but I think they take a hardware code that is derived from the motherboard and the hard drive and CPU combination, and the license is tied to that on Microsoft's end. And when you go to install on from media that has all of the versions, it'll automatically install the one that has been digitally licensed prior. But to me, that's not the same thing as saying the key code is embedded. Need a different installer that allows choices? I don't think so. I think any well, no, like with that that burning tool, what's the name of that burning tool where you can burn different installation
Rufus?
media? Rufus, thank you. Doesn't that, do you have a choice there when you choose Windows 10 as to whether it's Pro or Home that you're installing to it, or does, I don't know, it seems to me that that a USB stick always has all of the variety of.
Oh, it does, but how do you
Home
get
and
the one
Pro.
you want?
Do you get the one you want based upon what the digital license says, or perhaps an embedded code, if that is a distinctly different thing?
Right.
And
I mean,
it's very strange. Well, I don't know if it's strange, but it's very convoluted how Microsoft does their licensing thing as far as hardware is concerned.
I think so.
With a lot of the OEM stuff, yeah, it's embedded in the BIOS, the UEFI, whatever the heck, and it pulls it from there. If you're doing generic hardware, you're building something from scratch. If you do whatever version it is that you want to install, because it'll ask you, and then later on you enter in the product key. The next time you go to do an install, if you sell that machine or give that machine or whatever to somebody else, they wipe it entirely. They install the same version of Windows. You skip the product key, entering the product key, because they wouldn't know it anyway. But once the system boots up and it connects to the internet, the Microsoft servers look at the fingerprint, if you will, of the hardware. So, oh yeah, we already have a license for that. Here it is.
But on that point, I have had the experience where when I go to do a fresh install on a computer that previously had Windows 10, I'll get to that list of choices, and I know that computer previously had Windows 10, and I have to choose the right one. If I choose the wrong one, it'll install Windows 10, but it won't activate the license.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
because that license was for a different one. So that has to be the case where it's Microsoft servers that is looking at some kind of a code that's generated by virtue of, I believe, the motherboard, the CPU, and the hard drive. If you replace any one of those, you'll be okay. But if you replace two of those, I don't think you'll be okay, although I haven't tested that.
for fun, just to throw this amount at you, I had a desktop that I used to do this. I took out the Ethernet card, took out the video card, switched them, took out the Wi-Fi card, which we had one in there, and the memory, and it still passed by and didn't stop.
Yeah, I would expect it to, because you still have 2 out of the 3 of motherboard, CPU, and hard drive.
The only thing was, no, the hard drives were changed, M.2s were changed. The only thing that was the same was the motherboard. Period.
Oh, the CPU and the hard drive were changed?
Everything. Yeah, we tried it as a game. We were playing with it about half the day.
Okay. Were you experimenting specifically to figure this point out?
Yeah, I was trying to knock it into a way to get into the BIOS to figure there would be a way to get the Pro going.
Figured a way to get the Pro going. Okay.
Yeah, in other words, I wanted to figure out a way for it to ask me what version, and then I could put the code in. But it never would ask me.
Oh, okay. You were trying to get to a point where you could select the version that you wanted because you had a code for that version.
Correct statement.
Okay.
Never got there.
Huh?
The only thing we didn't change, because it'd be pointless to change the motherboard.
The motherboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change the CPU, memory, M.2. There was 2 of those. Ethernet card, video, and we had a scanner card in there for barcodes.
Every time I've heard somebody talk about how the digital license is tracked, it's always been kind of fuzzy. Not real clear set, and I'm kind of inclined to think that it's mostly the motherboard, and maybe only the motherboard.
That's what I called Dell just for the heck of it. I finally got through somebody supposedly knew, and he said it was in the UF and it was going to be someplace in the BIOS if you bought it from them. We're Dell if you bought a Dell.
Yeah, well,
that's
for the person who is somewhat knowledgeable from Dell to say somewhere in the BIOS, that doesn't sound real confident to me.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't going to tell me
exactly
the memory location.
I finally got my laptop up and the message is the same as what you've been talking about.
You tell us specifically, because we've been talking about too much for me to know what.
Well, it says Windows 10 Pro, Windows is activated with a digital license. And this is the one where Windows Home was embedded in the motherboard.
All right.
And then I entered a new key and upgraded it.
All right.
So,
and then you just did You just
The wording is the same as what you
Yeah.
all were talking
Yeah.
about earlier.
And so did you just perform an upgrade to what, 21H2 using a USB?
No, I haven't. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh,
I'm at a 20H2 right now.
yeah.
That's what I already had on a flash drive when I had to reinstall after the thing crashed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I've done, well, yeah, if you go through the updates, it might take a while. It's kind of like that.
So I got Home installed originally, and then I said, what the hell's going on here? And then I remembered I bought it with Home. And then I had to hunt for the email where I had ordered the upgrade to get the Pro license key.
Yeah.
And but once I entered it in, it switched to Pro immediately.
Jeff, I got to ask you a personal question on my idea. Is
Sure.
everything running perfect on that laptop?
Yes and no.
I would.
I have times where, well, it's very slow.
Well, it's an HP.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a 5,400 RPM mechanical drive.
Oh my God, that's a Toshiba, isn't it?
Yeah, the drive.
It's more than likely a Toshiba. God,
So-
those things.
Anyway, before I do any more upgrades, I'm going to make an image backup, and then I'm going to clone the drive. I have a solid state drive for it. So I'm going to clone that, put that in first. Then I'm going to do all the other upgrades.
That's the reason I was saying that. If you're that close and it works perfect, do the upgrade. Don't reinstall everything. I know I'm probably the only one thinking that. If it
No,
works perfect,
I mean, I'm going to try and just stick the flash drive in, run setup after I boot to Windows from the hard, or it'll be solid state drive then, and then run the upgrade.
yeah.
Yeah, if you do it through Windows Update, and if you have a big case, the Windows Update take a really long time to do, like Carrie demonstrated recently.
Be nice.
Did you see how long it took him to do that Windows Update on that really big case?
Yep.
You got
Oh.
a big case, it's going to take a long time to do update.
Are you the one that's buying that?
What?
Are you the one buying that tape, the big one, the Beast?
Oh, that Beast computer he's building? Oh
Somebody
man,
is.
I have such lust for that computer. I love it. Oh, that computer would be so awesome to have.
Somebody said you were the one buying it.
Really?
He is. He is.
I am?
Aren't you?
Huh.
Well, we got a pool going
Why would you think that?
that you can afford it.
Because I can afford it. Oh, that computer is just so awesome.
There goes your grandson's Christmas.
Let me ask you, what are you going to use the second motherboard for then?
What would I use it for? If
The
I
second
I
one?
had that computer, the main one would be my streaming computer. The second one would be computer 2, and my current streamer would be computer 3, and all of these others would be out of a job. They'd be gone. Now my brother, my grandson. Somebody just mentioned my grandson in Christmas. I just ordered a bunch of his Christmas stuff. He's really into Fortnite. So, and I've kind of thought once in a while, could that be a good experience for me to do Fortnite with him? So I looked at it a few times and watched videos on it. And I thought, what do you want to do? Oh, I recognize that. What do you want to do? Oh, that's for upgrade or reinstall?
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead and say what you're gonna say, then I'll say this.
Okay, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. But anyway, when I looked at YouTube videos for Fortnite, I thought, God, that's just way too fast. I can hardly comprehend what's going on. But then I started actually tinkering around with it, and I'm kind of having a little fun with it. So I'm playing Fortnite now.
So you do need that computer
A
for
little bit.
Fortnite.
Oh yeah, well, hey, my current computer does a pretty decent job of it.
You need
I
a
don't
new
think
one.
that'd be a reason to do it. But anyway, so Chris, go ahead.
Okay, so I got this. I'm just trying this, and I'm gonna see maybe Gary's already tried this, but when you do the media creation tool, it asks use options for this PC. If I uncheck that, it will put all versions of Windows. It will make a USB with all versions of Windows, several versions
Oh,
of Windows 10.
is that when you're?
And if I do use options for this PC, it just does professional.
Okay, so you're using the Windows Media Creation tool, and you're getting that question.
Yeah, that's what I've been using. That's what I've
Okay.
been using instead of Rufus.
That well,
I've been
that
using
sounds
the
really
media creation tool.
that sounds really familiar to me, and I'm sure I've been there before, but I didn't. I don't even try to keep track of all the details anymore. So, but that confirms this. When you're creating the USB memory stick, you tell it whether you want them to have them all, and obviously I would have always told it to do all versions.
Yeah, but
Uncheck
to install it,
that
it
use.
doesn't ask which one. That's the problem.
It doesn't ask which one. Well, it said it only lets you do it for this PC, the one that you're creating the tool from, that you're
You can
creating the USB
uncheck it.
stick, or all of them.
Uncheck use options for this PC.
Yeah, you can uncheck use options for this PC, and if you uncheck it, then you're getting all the versions, Home, Pro, and a couple others, aren't there? Education.
Pro. Ends.
Yeah.
And
Well, that makes sense entirely. Let me catch up with chat. I had to do with my. Let's see. Jeff is right. I had to do that with my laptop. Did I already read that? I guess so. And 20H2's horrid from Catherine. How remove Windows license from BIOS, digital license saved in UEFI BIOS if you want to release the currently installed key. While at the command prompt, enter the following command. Oh, so this is from Chris. From command prompt, probably an elevated command prompt, slmgr sl something manager.vbs/upk. This command uninstalls the product key and the license can be used in another machine.
Not
Sounds-
sure if I'll mess with that or not.
Yeah, okay.
That
Well-
will deactivate Windows, sounds like.
it's just a VB script. It's no big deal.
All right. So
But that
but
still won't get rid of the one that's in BIOS.
Oh,
that-
no, it won't.
It won't.
No, it
No.
won't get rid of, no.
So that's wherever he got that from. I don't know where he got it from, but that was supposedly how to remove Windows license from BIOS. Digital license is saved on the digital license saved on the UEFI firmware or BIOS chipset of the motherboard. If you want to release the currently installed key while at the command prompt, enter the following command. This command uninstalls the product key and license can be used in another machine. So, but Gary, you're saying it won't?
No, I've already tried those. There's
Oh.
two other VB commands, VBS commands, or
Okay,
VB script.
All right. Yeah.
I typed in Google clear Windows license from BIOS, and that's what I came up with.
Oh, well, it might be that maybe it doesn't work anymore. Maybe it only works on certain manufacturer computers. Maybe it's that might not be a standard that is always true. Gary's tried it and it did not work. I'm a little reluctant to accept that as evidence that it will never work. It might work in some cases.
I'm looking at the link. Chris also put a link to this post.
Oh,
What
yeah.
he put in chat is the complete post, number one.
It what?
What he put into chat on Zoom was not the entire post.
Oh, okay.
It's release the currently installed key, and while the command prompt, it says it uninstalls and can be used in another machine. It said, however, it doesn't get cleared from the motherboard.
All right. Oh, got it.
To fully delete the key, I'm reading this. To fully
Ah.
delete the key, you will have to replace the existing BIOS with a version without MSDM. And that would leave a broken MSDM table checksum mismatch that would most likely cause activation issues. So you'd
I
still
didn't
have
completely
to
read it.
burn a BIOS to get it out of there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, But is this saying that could you
All
do,
that does is it releases the current key to be used in another machine. That's all that does.
yeah, and if the source computer was going to be scrapped, that might be worthwhile.
Right.
Right. But if
That-
you want to use the source computer, this would not be worth it.
Yeah, if you want to continue using it, no. Which I'm surprised that could be, because my understanding was that would be what's in the BIOS would be an OEM key. It's intended to only be used on the machine that it's sold with. It's not supposed to be able to be
Right.
transferred to another computer. So I would think even if that did work at some point in time, maybe it no longer works. Now this was April 2020. Originally answered, so this is the original question, can I remove the digital license associated with my Windows 10 PC? I've tried uninstalling the product key by command, but when I format it, Windows gets activated automatically. Okay, and this answer seems to confirm this person's experience, that it doesn't remove it from the computer, but it releases that license so it can be used on another computer. All right, well, it is, are you actually are you needing something along these lines to work, Chris? Or is this just curiosity?
It was Gary that was asking.
Oh, it was Gary that was originally asking this question, right, Gary?
Yeah, well, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, you were trying to pursue this issue. All right, but you
Is
got
it an HP laptop or what kind of laptop is it?
Dell, for what it's worth, an Alienware.
all right.
Which is an overpriced Dell, but that's another subject.
Yeah,
I told my wife I paid $600 for it, new.
Yeah, yeah. And did the nose go, Pinocchio?
are you giving
Well,
us?
see, she'd asked why I didn't get a $500 notebook.
All right, so we have extortion material on you now, Gary, right? Where are we going next? Oh, is Parker still around? Did we find out what happened with his printer driver issue? Come back over here and look at chat. There was those commands. Iowa Hawk, when you use Media Creator Tool, do not tick the use recommended for this computer or whatever that says. Yeah, if you want them all. My custom built says it has a digital license. Oh, this just skipped on me. There's that link. Bob Connors, hello. Marlene is, oh, I hid Marlene. Don't use recommended settings. I think that's it. That will allow you to choose your version. Yep. Bob Connors is here from Cary. Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Bob Connors. And Rufus, Bob lives in Michigan. That was my word association to remember that Cary's home state is Michigan. Iowa Hawk, and you don't use Rufus for this purpose. True. Not if the computer has the product key embedded in the motherboard or BIOS chip. That only helps when installing Windows with that USB on any PC. BIOS chip or motherboard. See, I think I've got a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to read through all of it. No others hitting me in orange. Alan Barsness is here. Hello, Alan. Any other new people? And Jeff there. What's that say? Gotta go mail some Christmas presents. And Chris. My Dell XPS 8930 says Windows is activated. It doesn't say digital license. What does it say in that spot, Chris? If I go now, are you doing the Windows key and then type activation? You got to get into activation settings to see this extra verbiage where it says the addition, and then in the activation line, this says with digital license. What does yours say here, Chris?
I'll look and see.
All right. Because if you
I
go
was
to
looking on system properties, the old system properties,
Yeah, that's-
old type system
that's
properties.
not going to show you this. Get a Windows key and then type activation. Oh, here's something interesting. What is this? Update product key. To use a different product key on this device, select change product key. The last product key, and it gives one, you entered can't be used on this copy of Windows. What's up with that?
Where did you find that at?
Well, this is on this activation screen. So press the Windows key, type activation, and the top half of it gives me this activation information, but then update product key has a link for changing the product key. So I'm wondering if you can put in a product key here for Pro when you currently have Home or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to work it, but you gotta do the home first. I was trying to get away, kind of a little sneak behind the fence.
All right. But the thing that I'm focused on right now is this thing that says the last product key, and it gives the number you entered, can't be used on this copy of Windows. I haven't entered a product key.
Mine does not, should be, your product key should be in an email from whoever sold or distributed Windows to you, or on the box.
No. This computer came with Windows already installed. Well, what do I have here? Let me go figure, what is this computer? Let me go see, let's do, let's go this way. MS Info. It is a Lenovo i5-7500. Windows 10 Pro. So I probably bought this as a manufacturer refurbished. I did not install Windows on this. It's still using whatever it came with. So it could be that this whole thing on Amazon with manufactured refurbished. What does that really mean? As far as I can tell, I think it means somebody who has qualified through Lenovo to claim to be a manufacturer authorized refurbisher. But what do they actually do to the computers? I don't know.
I would bet they format the hard drive and install Windows by cloning it, and that's it.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they're doing something with the license key where they wound up putting in some other product key, and I don't know what. That'd be all speculation. I don't know, but I've never noticed that phrasing before. Well, I got computer number 3 over here. Windows key activation, and then go into activation settings. I think this one is also a Lenovo. The computers are actually physically behind my desk. They're microcomputers. Windows is activated with a digital license linked to your Microsoft account to use a different product key, change product key, but I don't have that extra verbiage about the last product key on that computer. On my streaming computer, Windows key activation settings, and that one's Windows 10 Home. Upgrade to Windows 10 Pro to add features that help you connect company network devices, access one PC from another, go to the store. It's got a link for me to go to the store. Now that is a custom built computer. That one was not a manufacturer computer. All right, let's go look at, looks like we got some more troll, huh? 428, so that'd be this at 28 minutes. Yeah, Gene Beasley. That's another one of those.
Are you sure that wasn't Blackwatch trolling?
Yeah, I don't think so. Because of what yeah. Why would Blackwatch put that in?
Just
I
because
know
of-
you're saying who's to figure out why Blackwatch does what Blackwatch does. Hide user on this channel. I mean, there's been so much of this spam stuff coming in with these bogus website names. Not bogus, but I'm sure it's VOI without a space. .FYI does take you somewhere to something that is spammy of some or worse. Let's see. Gene Nicholson, was that the one? Was it? No, that was Gene Beasley. This is Gene Nicholson. I'll view that. Yeah, that's the same kind of thing. And hide user. Was Ken Stout saying 428 troll? Already dealt with that one. Do not COWA as I see flaming. What? I do not see Outlook web access. Is that what that is? As it should be. I don't know what he's saying there. Chris, it does say digital license. I thought before I saw it on system properties. And 436, yeah, keeping eye on weather. Lightning, Gene Nicholson, we already dealt with. Refurbished items before. I had trouble, so I stayed away from refurbished. I've been pretty good with refurbished. Once in a while I have a problem, and since I do Amazon Prime, it's really easy to I'll just order another one and return the one that came. 236, Gene Nicholson, already did that. Mine does not say link to MS account, Chris is saying. Chris, was that before I asked you to go look at the activation screen?
I don't use sync settings and all that, so that could be why it don't say that. I don't sync my Microsoft settings or nothing. So that's probably
No,
why.
it's got nothing to do with syncing settings. Just if you press the Windows key and type activation and go to activation settings, that's got nothing to do with a Microsoft account. That's just oh no, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you're saying. You don't sync. Yeah. When I do have my computers logging in to a Microsoft account, because it's really useful for me with having multiple computers. It's so easy to have content from one computer. I can so easily access it from another computer. So yeah, I did. Yeah, that's why my license will be linked to the account. When I go to my Microsoft account, I can see what computers are assigned to it. Okay, that's why. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
just me. I just don't like that. That's just me.
That's right. If you don't
yeah.
if you don't have a reason to benefit from it, then you're probably not going to like it, and that's totally right. Windows is now installed. I now do updates. I suspect that's with the computer she was live streaming earlier. Gene Beasley's been hidden. And be a Tringer again. Tell us about that. Chris wants to be a troll when he grows up. Yeah, I think you're too tall to be a troll, Chris. Since I'm not a troll, but just look like one, I'm not interested in. Oh, Catherine. J. Nicholson. Scorpio is the last one. You should go to Microsoft Store, buy and enter your regular store authentication method for purchase. Your PC will be upgraded to Windows 10 Pro. I don't. Two of these computers are Pro. This one's home. I don't want them all to be on Pro. I'd like to be able to easily see the differences. Is he logging in with a Microsoft account or local account? If local won't be associated with Microsoft account. Yeah, if you're asking about Chris, he's doing a local account, apparently. Oh, I didn't have that on screen when I was going through those for some amount of time.
Hey, Doug,
Yes.
are you using Microsoft account as like an NAS almost?
As a what?
Network storage.
Oh, well,
Cache.
I use OneDrive, yeah, but that sort of is comparable, but that's not really my reason.
I mean, in other words,
my
I
primary
can
reason.
certainly use it for another computer.
Say again?
You have the computer in front of you, let's say, saving to OneDrive, and then the one over there you're reading from it. or whatever. You kind of have three computers pointing to the same OneDrive.
Yeah, I've actually got,
Very.
I don't know, 5 or 6 computers that look to the same OneDrive. But I don't have them synchronizing their local documents, pictures, and videos to OneDrive. I use OneDrive more like a NAS than a personal OneDrive. If you have OneDrive, well, let's see, I shouldn't just talk about that. I should show that, because let's come over here to my computer 2, right click on the cloud icon. Let's move the picture in picture to the other side, and then go to settings. Watch me make a liar out of myself. Go to the backup tab and then manage backup. Yeah, see here these check marks and a start backup button. It says start because I'm not currently backing up the desktop and documents and pictures to OneDrive. So each of my computers, they have a different collection of desktop icons. They have different programs installed. So I don't do this. I close this and then come over to choose folders, and this shows the folders that are available, where I can select that some are not going to be available locally. But down here it shows C:\users\Doug\OneDrive. All of my computers have this same path. And so then when I bring up a file explorer, here's OneDrive Personal. So it's personal because my Microsoft account is a personal account. It's not a Microsoft 365 for business.
Right.
It's actually a Microsoft 365 family account. But under this OneDrive Personal, I have all these folders, and those are all immediately accessible on all of my computers. And that's what I use OneDrive for. If I go over to the, well, this isn't really, but I'll go ahead and cover this. The Chrome browser, that's not Microsoft, right? But I also have my Chrome browsers on all of my computers are signed in with my account. So for instance, this tab I'm on here, I could right click on it and I can send it to one of my other computers, so that it just shows up in the browser on my other computers. And I've got to move the picture in picture out of the way again. So it's right here, send to other devices. This shows the other computers that I have that are signed in to my Google account, including my phone. And so similarly, I could do that with Edge, although I don't often use Edge at all. Let's see if I go to, so funny, I so often would go into Open Edge and go to google.com right away. What? Okay, how about catalog? The update catalog. It started to show up there. There, catalog.update to Microsoft.com. Website has encountered a problem. I don't think that's quite the right address for some reason.
Do a print key and send it to Microsoft.
Say again?
No, I said to a print key and send it to Microsoft.
Yeah. All right, so here I'm at Microsoft. So now right click on the tab. I don't even know, do I gotta send to other computer? Reopen, turn on vertical tabs, no. But really what I do with my computer is based upon my Microsoft sign-on is the Clipboard. And I'm just checking to make sure that I don't, and that I can show this. Caramba, move picture in picture out of the way. So I use Clipboard History. So Windows key V instead of Control V for paste brings up all the prior things that I have copied to the electronic clipboard. and here's a scroll bar. I can scroll down to see older stuff. But I can see things here that I copied using one of my other computers. And I can come to one of the other computers and paste from there. That's a feature I use quite a bit. And that is by virtue of being signed into a Microsoft account and having, not the browser. The Edge browser doesn't have to be signed in. That's what I'm having here, is this isn't even signed in. And then I have also my Microsoft 365 family account, which allows me to have all the Microsoft suite, Word and Excel and Access and Outlook on all my computers for the same monthly fee that I'm paying for, the family account. So I think I've beat that horse enough.
I'm not the one that is insulting you for using it. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, well, and it's not for everybody. It's only if it benefits you. I do not typically join my clients' computers to Microsoft accounts because they would be for them as individuals. So I rarely would do that for a client unless they had a reason to need it or want it. And I don't configure them to log in with a Microsoft account. Again, unless we have reason to do it. And I can't think of anyone that's doing that. But I do have their Microsoft accounts active on their Microsoft Office 365 license. So they are signed into their Microsoft account through the Office software, but not through the Windows login.
Doug?
Yeah. Oh, Blackwatch. Hi, Blackwatch.
Hi. I wasn't kidding about OWA. Some of the guys here know it. I've used it for years and years and years.
What is it? What does OWA stand for?
Outlook, the web app.
That's what I was thinking it was. But
Yeah,
I wasn't quite sure what you were getting at with that comment.
But last week, the whole format, the whole font went to Outlook. It completely changed. And a couple of days ago, yesterday, an email came in. I've tried everything. I refreshed it because it didn't show as bold incoming. It reset it back the way it looked. Firefox wanted to do one of its many updates. It went back the way it was. I cleared out everything on Firefox, completely flushed everything. I can't get it back. I don't have Outlook. I don't know what is going on with Microsoft. Why am I looking at Office 365 menuing instead of simply inbox, archive, sent, deleted, all the ones that I create, If you got any ideas on that?
Okay. So I'm bringing it up on another computer here. I used to use Outlook a lot for myself. I don't use it anymore because I'm just using the Gmail interface. I find it more convenient for me. But I support Outlook for my clients a lot. So here I went to outlooklive.com. Now, I don't know if what I'm seeing here is what you're referring to as OWA, or is this a screen that you refer to as Outlook 365?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. You're going to do a share screen? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, let me, I might have to change security for that because I had tightened up on security when we had that trouble.
Does anybody in here recall seeing it? I did it in one of the Zooms with Ken, I think.
Seeing what? The share screen? Here I just turned on share screen. Allow participants to share screen. So you might have a share screen button on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, give me a second to,
All right.
don't scroll through my stuff, okay?
I can't. I want. You're not giving me remote control. You're only going to be
Oh,
showing
okay.
your screen, so you
Hang
have
on
the
a second
control.
till I find it. I got, Zoom. Okay.
There you go. All right.
You see on the left now, it's got all the icons for, it should say inbox. Let's see. Inbox is where it is now. It should be on the left with all the folders showing. It's rearranged. It's completely gone.
Oh, it looks like you just have the panel closed. Let me demonstrate and see if you think this is what's going on. So I'm going to switch back to my computer too. Now you have a 12-second delay.
Can you remove my share?
You need to click stop sharing.
Okay.
From your side. I think it might be in the top middle or the bottom middle.
Crap. Let me see.
There you go. That did it. Okay. So now, all right, if you look at the YouTube video, you should see my screen. It's laid out the same as yours, except that this panel is open right now. If I click on this 3-bar menu here, that collapses it.
The one on the upper left?
Yeah, this 3-bar menu. Now there's 12 seconds delay between when I say I'm demonstrating it before you see it.
Yeah, when I do that, it opens all the Outlook, OneDrive, all that garbage.
All right, can you share your screen again and demonstrate that?
Okay. I got about 4 windows open here. Oh shoot, what have I got? I don't want that. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Oh, select the camera. I don't want that. Oh.
That was an icon in the bottom middle of your screen that says share screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you said the...
Yeah, I don't see that 3-bar menu, but underneath the word new message.
See, you open that, that's what you get.
That's not what I'm trying
That was
to
never
get.
there before.
Yeah. Down, go straight to the left. Stop.
Right.
That was too far. That was too far. You got to stop moving your mouse around so much. I can't guide you verbally if you're moving your mouse that much. Now, to the left of that check mark, there's a little square box with an arrow pointed to the right. What does that one do? Show or hide folder pane. Click on that.
That'll do it.
Is that what you need?
Yeah. Is that permanent now?
Yeah, I think so until you click on that arrow. Now it's pointed to the left up in that position. I think it'll stay there. You could try closing down that window and reopen it and see if it sticks.
Okay, thanks. That's fine.
Okay.
I didn't do this. It's going through their servers. I don't know what reset it. I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, you got it. Thanks very much.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome. You could stop sharing your screen now.
Okay.
Okay, your screen's off.
Thank you.
Good. Yay. And now something else I want to point out here is I'm seeing this setting up at the top. I was wondering if you might have got hit with this. but it might not be related. I see this thing that says your browser supports setting Outlook.com as the default email handler. Try it now, ask again, don't show again. So my default email handler is Gmail, so I don't want this. When I saw this, I didn't really comprehend it very well. Now that I read through it, I'm thinking, no, that's probably not anything to do with your issue. So I'm going to close that with that X. All right. Now, where are we going to go? What do you want to do next? Chat. Catch up on chat. Chris, it does say digital license. I thought before I saw it on system properties. I don't think I don't think it shows up there for digital license. Keeping eye on weather, lightning. I bought a refurbished items before and had trouble. Stay away from refurbished. Did I go back too far? Gene Beasley, be a troll. I sure did. Oh, we're pretty close here. Oh, yeah, I guess there's nothing else new. Is that 2:57? Yeah, that's pretty close to current time. Tabbing over back to that Windows Repair Toolbox. Is there anything here that anyone's interested in going to look at or talk about or has thoughts about? GPU-Z. Let's see, I've used those two for benchmarks for CPU and for GPU.
And there's some names of stuff that I don't recognize. I'll probably explore them later on down the line.
Yeah. Recover. Is that the one that I got diverted to?
No, Restoro.
Restoro. License crawler, DMDE, got a pop-up tell us DM disk editor, data recovery software. Yeah, I did have recovery sort of this last week where folders accidentally got moved to a different location. My clients called. In one case, they couldn't open a QuickBooks file, and it turned out that a whole folder of QuickBooks files got moved into being a subfolder of another folder. And on another occasion, Outlook.pst files got moved. But those aren't data recoveries. Those are just misplaced data. Clone app, backup preferences, settings, other data support applications. 250 different Windows programs. Clone app is highly customizable. Can be extended via plugins, plain text files. Sounds like it's similar purpose to what I use Fab's Auto Backup for. Windows utilities, check disk, DISM, an event viewer, task manager, disk cleanup, reliability. Why would you use a Windows Repair Toolbox to use those utilities?
Convenience is the only thing I can think of. Everything's in one spot.
Yeah, and not being very aware of how to get to those natively through the operating system. Yeah, but as a technician, I wouldn't see myself going there, because if I'm dealing with a problem or I want to do a system file checker, I would just open a command prompt and do it. I'm going to click on that and see if it takes us to something more interesting or helpful. Okay, gives us the syntax conveniently. Close. Oh, it looks like, it's a menu driven DISM. You got to press a menu number. So a number 5 to close. Curious. So does Event Viewer gives us more helpful? No, that's just basic Event Viewer. And if I were going to Event Viewer, I'd just press Windows key, start typing the word event, and it pops up in search. So I wouldn't launch this Windows Repair Toolbox to get there. I keep reminding myself that you got a 12-second delay for anything I'm describing. That's got to be different experience than what we usually have.
It's a bit annoying.
Yeah. Useful tools, process monitor, grant permissions, Nursoft tools launcher, Snappy driver installer. Chris, didn't you work with Snappy driver installer recently?
I did, but I've used it before, but I turned it around when I did the reinstall on that Dell. I used the Dell Support Assist, and it's actually better. If I can't find the drivers, I use Snappy.
Oh, I'm inclined to think if you don't find drivers through Dell that you think you need, then you probably don't need those drivers, and there's something else amiss. You were doing that when you were going after the Thunderbolt driver, right?
Yes, but it don't have Thunderbolt. I think Thunderbolt's a small port,
Right.
like
It's
the
a type.
USB-C. Am I correct?
Yeah, so when I made that video that we found out that I had some confusion and misunderstanding about your computers, the part that I was saying about Thunderbolt was correct in that that computer did not have a Thunderbolt port. So you had used that Snappy driver to try to install a Thunderbolt driver on a computer that didn't actually have a Thunderbolt port. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think if a person gets driven to Snappy for installing a driver, that maybe you got to really look closer. Do you really need that driver? Maybe there's something you're not understanding right about the situation. And I've been there too, done that. Don't sleep. Small portable Windows program to prevent system shutdown, standby, hibernate, turn off, and restart. Wow. Use a utility to do that? No, thank you. Just go set the power options the way that you want. Blue screen view scans all your mini dump files created during blue screen of death crashes, displays the information about all crashes in one table.
That could be useful.
That could be useful. I'm going to go ahead and try that now. I'm not sure if this computer has had blue screens, but the computer I'm using for streaming has. If I leave XSplit open after live stream is over with and leave it overnight, oftentimes in the morning it'll have a blue screen. Let's see. So I'm really interested to see what that shows us. I know it's DirectX related, and I spent some time trying to figure it out, trying to resolve it, but it's just easier to just close the program when I'm done with it. So on my streamer, I can go to, it's a little tricky to show the screen on my streaming computer, but I'm going to go try to do that. So I'm going to try to bring that screen on now, and well, it's going to be 12 seconds before you see that. So I need to monitor that myself on another computer. When you see that, it should be a Google search page. So then, what was this called? Windows Repair Toolbox. Yeah, there you do see the Google page. The picture-in-picture is turned off at the moment. Windows Repair Toolbox came up first in the search results on this computer. And don't click on, I was tempted to go click on that open button. Seriously, I almost did it. And then download. Another advertisement. Just escape to back out of that. And the download is in the bottom left corner. I mentioned previously that I believe I already put this into my resources folder. I could have gone there. And then here's Windows Repair Toolbox. Launch that. Extract all. Wait a minute, didn't that already extract? Windows Repair Toolbox. I guess not. All right, extract. Yeah, we that blue screen. I've gone through the steps of how to parse that blue screen and file dumps and so on, and it's kind of a nightmare. This got me to the same place. Try launching Windows Repair Toolbox again. There we go. That's more better, except it took me back to their website. I think I'm still doing something wrong. Oh, there it is. It opened, but it took me to their website. I guess the program opened in the background.
Yeah, it does some sort of a, I don't know if it's like an update or something in the background, I think.
Yeah. So here's clicking on blue screen, scans the mini dump files. Yeah, that brought up a bunch of stuff. Maximize that screen. Crash time, December 12th, which was 6 days ago. December
Wow.
5th, 3rd, November 27th, November 24th. And I mentioned if I leave it on overnight, that's typically when it happens. So I see a lot of these are morning times, but it also has happened during the daytime and evening. I've seen it happen. But like I say, I spent a little bit of time tracking it down, and then it just wasn't worth it. What more is it going to tell me about that? Now, each one of these that I click on, this lower half of the screen changes. So the lower half of the screen is showing the content of these dump files. And right at the top of them is DirectX graphics. The blue screen error is always points towards DirectX. As I'm scrolling down, I see all those other file names on the bottom half of the screen are not changing. They're all the same. I'm just getting different from addresses. Now this one's different. This one, when I go to 10.7, the first item is NT OS kernel, and the DX manager is not the first one there. I don't know that this goes any further in helping me, because I already knew that it has to do with DirectX. And I think it has to do with some kind of maybe a conflict or something with all the other devices that I have connected. Because I got, 3 capture devices, 4 cameras, and Stream Deck, and whatever else. So, looking more, Firefox Portable, a portable edition of Firefox. Huh. WizTree. Find the files and folders using the most disk space on your hard drive. That's useful. I have a a utility that I use for that purpose. And then scan. So the utility I use gives me the folders and files in descending order. Wow, this looks interesting. All those colors. Percent of parent. And so here's the colors. They're in descending size. Oh, these are different file types. I guess that's all what the colors are relating to. That's interesting. I might give that more of a look. Sys internals. I occasionally use things there. I have sys internals in my resource folder. This gives a point and click method of accessing the tools. And what, oh, I know, it's Process Explorer and maybe Monitor. Could be either one of those that I use. So it's a more thorough version of the Task Manager, Processes tab and Performance tab gives you a really convenient place to remove things from the startup of your computer and control them more surgically. What's this macro writ? Ready to download and run. I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to get a pop-up that told me what about it. There's Ninite. That is for installing a variety of programs.
Yeah, I've used that a couple of times.
You have? Yeah.
Yeah, I have. It's reasonably convenient if you know you're going to be deploying a number of machines that all have the same applications like VLC, Firefox, Google Chrome. Just it makes it easier instead of having to go to each different website and deal with them.
There was a lot. It seemed to me I got the impression there were a lot of utilities there that I would normally not install. So I just thought it was.
For example, I've gone to the Ninite website and I've selected like 2 different browsers besides Edge, VLC, OpenOffice. You can pick LibreOffice, and basically all it is it'll create this executable file. And then the executable file will just go to each website and do the install, and you just let it go and do what it wants to do.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Yeah, if you're installing those applications, and it's rare that I use OpenOffice or Apache and I think the antivirus that they use in there. I just use Windows Defender. So there was like Adobe Acrobat Reader. Is that in there?
I think it is. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I do use VLC, and I think you mentioned 1 or 2 others, but I wound up deciding not to use it. I worked from the checklist that I've shown a few times, and
if I may,
I'll
give you. I'm at the website right now. Web browsers: Chrome, Opera, Firefox, even Edge. For whatever reason, don't understand. Under messaging: Zoom, Discord, Skype, Thunderbird, which I use for my email, Trillion, Pigden, Media, iTunes, VLC, Winamp, Audacity, Spotify, and then a few others that I'm not terribly familiar with.
They found some bad stuff in Audacity last month.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm trying to look and see. Utilities, TeamViewer, Image Burn, which is a CD burning utility. I'm just running off a few that I recognize.
Yeah.
Under securities, Malwarebytes, Avast, AVG, Spybot, compression stuff like WinRAR. There's a list here probably of at least 4 dozen things that you can,
Yeah,
You
I've
pick them.
I've seen that. I've seen the list, and as you read over those, the only two that I'm interested in for my clients was Chrome and VLC. For my
What's the website? I'm sorry.
Ninite.com. NINITE.com.
Right.
Yeah, I only heard about it like 2 years ago, and it's like, I mean, it's nothing really special. You can get all these things on your own if you want to. This just makes it very convenient. You select what you want. You have it click on where it says get your Ninite. It'll create an exe file. You run the exe file, and it'll do the install for all those pre-selected programs that you have, and you just walk away. And when it's done, it's done.
I would think that if you wanted enough, a sufficient quantity of those, that it's worth the overhead time of going there and selecting the ones you want and creating the executable file and downloading that to the computer you want to install on, then run it. It'd be worthwhile if you're doing a few of them, but for me, I think really there's only those two.
Right. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be worth it for you.
I don't think so. I think it's a good program if you you can benefit from it, but I don't need enough of those for that to be worth it. So this macro RIT is a partition expert, so it's for manipulating partitions. I have that on screen now, but you guys won't know it for a few seconds yet.
Hey, Doug,
Yes.
Parker Morris in chat, he says he's having touchpad issues on a Dell Latitude. I think it's similar to mine, 5580.
All right, I see it. I've got that on screen now, but you won't know that for a few seconds.
And they do have drivers for Windows 10 on those, so
Yeah. Would you go to Dell's website and put in your service tag number, and you'll get to the drivers for your computer. I like to let the Dell website automatically determine what drivers are needed for your computer, because if you just go look at the drivers available for that model Latitude, you're going to get a whole lot of drivers that aren't right for your specific computer, because a Dell Latitude 5580 can be equipped multiple different ways, and so you want the right drivers for it. So now but what he says here, I'm having a touchpad driver, so there's a word missing from there. I'm assuming I'm having a touchpad driver problem. Is my assumption safe? Did he say anything more to clarify? Parker, no other comments from Parker. Did somebody ask me for the credentials to come in, and I haven't sent them yet? I'm gonna go look at that. I took you guys off screen. I put you guys back on screen. Took my email off screen. No, I don't see it. Oops, I'm on the wrong tab. Oh, Chris was the last one. Yeah. Nobody else since Chris. Okay, coming back here. So yeah, Parker so we need to know, have you already installed the Dell drivers for your service tag number and it doesn't work? Parker, can you come into the Zoom session so we can have a two-way conversation? If you're willing to do that, let me or send me an email to DougBetts at LiveWindowsTraining.com, because from your sentence there, that's we need to have more conversation. I don't know the actual issue yet. Enough said on that. Moving along in chat. Hopefully Parker either gives us more information or sends me an email for the credentials. Kenny DeSeldon, idea Padmos laptops, HP Dell, 10th generation older Americans. That's some conversation they're having. Matthew has given a link to Parker. Maybe that's already covered then. Iowa Hawk says, I think I said I had to enter the Pro key again to activate. I'm sorry, that's a conversation going on between them. I'm not going to read through that. Nanite practical. Catherine likes Nanite. Chris to Parker, similar to mine, Windows 10 has touchpad driver. Now, see also, if he's already installed it, but having a trouble with the touchpad, well, what trouble? Does it not work at all? Is there corners of it that don't work? For those of you who saw my brother Stan working over here at the corner of the desk with his new laptop, he was having trouble, yes, with the touchpad. But there was nothing wrong with the touchpad. It's that he didn't understand to operate it. At the part of the touchpad, the first about 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch of the touchpad is the region where you would press on the left side for left click, press on the right side for right click. But if you try doing those presses further into the touchpad, not the first 1/4 inch, you're not going to get what you're expecting. So there's a usage technique to the touchpad.
I'll be back in just a second. I gotta let my dog out. He's wolfing at me. He's about to start biting my arm.
Yep, go ahead. Krista Parker, let Dell support assist detect the drivers. Yeah, that's me putting in the address. Coming back to...
Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Pro Revenge.
What? What?
Gary's playing around again.
Was that from Gary?
He plays with buttons all the time.
He's
No,
got
I just
buttons?
pushed your buttons.
Yeah, Blackwatch is just jealous that he doesn't have buttons. All right.
Just a thought. There's a few viewers around to wish them well with what they're going on with Illinois, Arkansas. They're going through a few hard times.
Yeah, was that the tornado areas?
Basketball.
It's a little more personal than that. I don't want to mention a certain name, but if he's watching, I hope he gets well, him and his family.
Oh.
Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll chime in on that too then. Best wishes to that person. I think you probably know who you are.
Yeah.
Moving on to what else we hear. Okay, so app crash. So that took care of that useful tools section. Then repairs, complete internet repair. Software that will attempt to repair everything internet and networking related. If you're unable to download this tool, Windows Repair Toolbox will attempt to repair the internet connection by itself. And
I guess we could use initials, AC.
yeah, I understand.
We all know.
Yeah, I understand who you're referring to. And thank you for prompting for well wishes towards him. Windows Repair All-in-One tool that fixes lots of problems or restoring Windows original settings, becoming, for that reason, very useful when it comes to revert malware damage. How fine these two, internet repair, do they let you control details of what they're going to do? Oh, it goes through and does these checkmark items. Of all the internet down conditions that I've had recently, I've had two this week. None of this would have solved them because they were not specific to an individual computer. One was internet switch based, and the other was internet service provider based. So I don't think those would have helped with that, but nice to know that's there in case I have a problem that is specific to an individual computer. But usually I can figure that out pretty easily. So I clicked download and run. Oh, here it comes. This is the repair, Windows repair. Checking that all needed files are in the program folder, haven't been corrupted. I've been wanting to go through this tool and see if there's anything there that I need to be aware of. And I haven't gone to look it over on my own because I just can usually find the problem without needing a tool. Oh, there's a done button there. It's just sitting here staring at me. That little tiny done button there. I guess I'm waiting. Does it want me to click on it? Files 179, 179. What now? Don't see where to go from here. All right, so I'll just try closing that. Oh, there it is, finally came up. Would have been nice to have a progress indicator to know it was still working on something. Agree. Pre-repair steps, backup tools. Repairs main, advanced repairs, advanced tools pro. Step 1 important, step 2 optional, 3 important, 4 optional. Jump to repairs. Choose language. Jump to repairs. Open repairs, all repairs, common repairs, malware cleanup. Backing up files. Last scheduled backup had errors or failed. You're not running a Windows safe mode. Third-party programs, including antivirus, can interfere with repairs or break your system. Reset file permission. There's a whole bunch of check marks. You know what I'm interested? Maybe I try these on that computer that has that problem where it periodically goes to 100% CPU utilization with Task Manager revealing that it is a encryption, something encryption in the background. And I'm suspicious it might be, cryptographic services is what totally occupies the CPU and drags the computer down to be real slow. Because I've tried my own knowledge on that computer and failed to fix it. Troubleshoot, built-in troubleshooting packs, account fixer, system file checker. I've never found that to actually solve a problem. I have found it to claim that it found a problem and fix it, but never actually solve the symptom I was dealing with. Process Explorer. Fix print spooler. Oh, reset and clear the print spooler queue and then restart the spooler service. You can also disable print spooler service. I've actually done that for a client manually 2 or 3 times this last week. Would that actually be faster than doing it manually? I mean, it doesn't take all that long to do manually. Disable fix spooler service. So if I click on that, process completed. Print spooler service is running. Well, that's a lot quicker than I can do it manually. Net repair, Office uninstaller, official Microsoft tool to completely uninstall Office, covers older versions, free fixer, general purpose removal tool to delete malware, far bar recovery scan tool. not foobar, farbar. I did get a laugh out of that.
Yes.
All right.
Some of us know what it means.
Some of us know what it means. This program will display, This program will display detailed information about the Windows registry, loading points, services, driver services, net services, entities, entries. No DLLs. Will also list some important information, important system files that could be patched by malware. What? It will also list some important system files that could be patched by malware. What, if I wanted the malware to patch it?
Or they're prone to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it means. Not well written there, but auto runs, that's from sysinternals. Well, at least sysinternals has an auto runs, and that's another one of sysinternals that I use on occasion. Uninstallers for Revo, UltraSearch, display driver uninstaller, antivirus removal tool, reg seeker, perform a search for a keyword, delete all or some of the entries. It takes a long time to delete registry entries if you're doing it manually and you're searching for a certain term. I've done that. Java uninstall tool. All right, well that gets through their tools tab. I'm not going to go through the other tabs, just acknowledge they exist. Malware removal, custom tools. So you can add your own tools. I've heard that, and that would be the place to do it. Apparently, final tests, testing different programs, I guess, or file types. Final.
I'm back. I'm not sure if you want to see me eat and pick the food out of my teeth or not.
I vote no.
Wouldn't be tops on my list, to tell you the truth.
There's a notes tab. We're almost done here. I'm about ready to hang it up, I think. There's a settings tab. Monitors for CPU temperature, RAM, disk. So update all, clear all. What is this? Settings, monitors. Where does it display those monitors? Are they currently shown somewhere? Windows repair. Set, check for updates, other settings, unattended mode. All right, far enough. I didn't encounter the warning message from Windows Defender, so apparently it was a specific item in there that you have to launch that I didn't launch. I would expect anything in here dealing with viruses would do it. All right, well, I think I'm about ready to hang this up. Anybody have final words? Questions, comments? Go catch up with chat here. Where's my last? Chris, you might mute your microphone. Is somebody snoring?
That's what it sounds like.
It can't. Gary's light turned on.
Yeah.
I want to watch this again. Let's see. Here's Zoom. Let's wait for the snore.
Ian's probably snoring, but he's muted.
Who was?
I'm just saying, Ken, he hasn't said anything. He's probably snoring, but he's muted.
He's muted, so not him, but I think I saw a yellow frame around Gary last snore I heard.
No, that was a Gary snore.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, nope, he just spoke.
He was, whatever.
Did you fall asleep, Gary?
No.
No?
What?
Actually, I went and had some fish.
Had some fish?
Yeah.
I've been eating a lot of fish lately. I got a cholesterol scare.
That's not that. It was good. That's We're
What?
6:30 here. I'm in Detroit area.
All right. So let's see. Did we get anything more from Parker about that touchpad driver? Looking down here for Parker. There, I have the current driver, but it does not download the earlier driver version from 2017. That should already be on the Pro computer as a prerequisite to the current one.
Mm.
I
That
would.
don't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that sounds a little odd. It's from Parker responding to Chris. But Parker, I see this space here. So you didn't light up Chris in orange like this orange that Matthew did for me. If you do the @ symbol and then CH, you should get a pop-up and with Chris's name and click on that. And that way it'll show up in orange on Chris. I'm sure that didn't come through because this is his first name is spelled wrong. And he got that space. He says, I have the current driver, but it does not download the earlier driver version from 2017 that should already be on the computer as a prerequisite to the current one. You have the current driver, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have it installed. If you have it installed, I don't think you need to worry about a prerequisite, because if the current driver got installed, then you don't need anything else. You're good. It's likely that when the current driver got installed, any evidence of the previous one was removed. But again, without having a conversation, see, this doesn't give us a conversation. You've given us a piece of what you think we need to know, but it's not enough. Really helpful to be able to have a conversation. I haven't seen you somewhere else. Cynthia Oliver is view deleted message. I'm going to view that off camera. Yeah, it's another one of those spams. So let's just go hide that user. Rickley, Sildenball, Keller, oh, that's conversation between them. Yeah, my timer went off. That's what I've been saying. I'm about ready to hang it up. We got another bot posting. Yeah, I caught you. Sure that means that one on Cynthia. It's helpful for you to give me the time stamp to find that. But I'm sure
Some of Intel's drivers give you the option to do a full install or just a driver.
I'm sorry, say that again, Blackwatch?
Some of Intel's drivers give you the option to do a full install or just the driver portion itself.
Yeah.
That's something to note sometimes.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to do drivers straight from Intel on a Dell computer. I trust the drivers filtered through Dell better. Do you like going straight to Intel better than Dell, Blackwatch?
Well, I wouldn't do it on a Dell. I'm talking about straight off the Intel drivers system.
I think I'm remembering that Parker's dealing with Dell. Winky Phase, try that link. Boss working. Cynthia Oliver, 538. Yeah, that's. Yeah, didn't I just hide that one? Yeah, I did, because I have an unhide. It just doesn't disappear from this screen. 338. Yeah, I understand. When you give me a timestamp that's your local time, I understand just to use the minutes portion of it. Parker is saying it did not work. So, but what is it that did not work? That was a conversation going on between Parker and Matthew. Yeah, here Cynthia was hidden by me. That spammer's been on Carrie's channel. And you're welcome. Okay, let's hang it up. How long have we been? 2 hours and 38 minutes. I'm quitting early. Yay. Good boy.
You're still far shy from 4 hours.
Yeah, I am. Hey, I did witness Carrie it was right about 9 hours. It was the longest that I've seen him do. Carrie, you can have that.
Theoretically, he did a longer one. I think it was last Christmas.
Oh,
He did 2 days in a row.
2 days in
But
a row
nobody
or
was-
2 days straight?
Yeah, nobody was on though. He left chat open.
Oh, he
He
left
did-
chat open.
He did do that. He left it open last Christmas.
Oh, was he off screen though?
He wasn't there yet.
Oh, okay.
He was for a bit, the intro.
Yeah. Darren says, let's make 4 hours. Not this time.
Yeah.
Not this time. I'm going to go hang it up and go do something else. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate your company and your conversation and your knowledge and wisdom. I'm seeing 35 concurrent viewers and 19 likes. And I'm sure I'll do Saturday again next. Oh, wait, this is holidays. What am I going to do? I heard.
You're not doing Saturday, I don't think.
That's what I was gonna ask, Doug. Next Saturday's Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Well, Saturday's Christmas Day, and then the week after that is New Year's Day. I'm not opposed to doing those. I don't have. I'm going to have my daughter and Braden over for some period of time, somewhere between the 24th and 25th, but I don't know when. So for those of you who are in the Zoom session and who are in chat, if I do a session on the 25th and or the 1st, is it going to be lonely, or are you going to be checking in? So
There's lots of room under your tree. Plenty of room.
Somebody's
For the
at a cancel.
Yeah, for the 25th, I'm pretty sure I will not be here.
You're not going to be here. Yeah, I suspect anyone who's got more family activity on those days is probably not going to.
I mean, if it was up to me, I would probably be here, but it's not up to me. It's the wife's family.
Exactly, not understand what you're saying, and you're absolutely right.
You want to
be.
stay, I can tell.
What's that, Gary?
You want to stay, I can tell.
Yeah, right. By the way, was the 9-night site interesting to you? Because I think you were the one who expressed interest.
For Gary?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay, good.
Grab some stuff up. No. Set up and install.
Well,
And you have used it.
Pardon me?
You have used it.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Yeah, in other words, there's no problems with it.
No. In fact, on the video where I did the Windows 11 on unsupported hardware, I believe I think it was on the fresh install. I think I actually used 9-night there. So I think it's on video that I've used it.
So we have some scanners, computers. We have, we don't use 365 there because it's just too expensive in a warehouse.
Right.
We use LibreOffice and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, take care, guy.
All right, I see in chat that Darren, Ida, Iowa Hank, BH Ringer, all are saying that they may be on for those dates. Iowa Hank says, not sure what they're doing, which implies to me that if he's available, he may join us. So, yeah, I think I probably would. And for the 25th, typically my daughter and grandson would be coming over sometime in the afternoon. So if we do something then, it's
Last
likely to be-
Christmas, Darren's sister wrapped him too tight, so he's aware of it now.
Darren's sister.
Stop making them comments.
Hello, Darren. Just
I
seeing.
didn't realize that's where he's a troll. But
Oh, Darren is in the Zoom.
Not notice.
I don't think I did notice. I don't think I've heard
I've been here all
you.
the time.
You've
Yeah,
been.
he has been here pretty much all the whole
I
time.
figured you've been here a
Listening
long
in the
time because
background.
it's the same size of screen. I apologize, Darren. I didn't say hello to you when you came in. I didn't notice.
Yeah, Doug, you got about another 10 minutes. He turns into a pumpkin again.
Yeah, okay. Bob Connor says he'll probably be here since he lives alone. All his family was out of state. What else says? Selden Bell says he might join in. Rick Late says he'll be. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, New Year's I'll be here. Christmas I won't.
All right. So
I'll be here for both.
unless something else comes up for me, then if I'm available, I'll do something on those days and do a 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. on the Saturdays. Those are start times I seem to like. Although it might be different depending on what's happening. Okay, so let's cut this off. We're ending at 2:44.
Do we get hot chocolate and marshmallows this year?
You're going to go sit in the corner.
Yeah,
it'd be
and
good.
it will be spiked.
I got a rolled up newspaper for Black Punch.
Rolled up newspaper, good. All right, maybe a Charlie Brown cartoon or two. Some others change. Yeah, Tom K. I see you. Rick Lates. All right, here we go. I'm clicking end meeting for all. So the Zoom people, you are leaving in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. And then here's the email address. Did that punch up all right? Yeah, it did. That's the email address if you want to contact me to put together a session for some issue that you're having. Thank you everybody for participating. Hope this has been useful. Have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever other holiday traditions that you recognize and participate in. And best wishes to all those across the country and the world who are having a variety of difficulties and struggles based upon weather or illnesses or whatever it may be.